There's a lot of company drivers that work really hard throughout the week. They run their clock out. They're just go, go, go. They stay tired all the time and they're still broke. That's not bad luck. That's a bad strategy. That's just bad planning altogether. Whether it's them or the company or what have you, it's just not any good. If you're a company driver and you're still struggling to make money, this video is for you. I'm going to go over some things to make yourself more valuable as a driver. There's 90% of the people that get into trucking in the first year quit. I just heard that stat today. 90% of people that get into driving in the first year quit. That's crazy that there's that much of a failure rate in the truck driving industry because it's so hard. It's hard to deal with the lifestyle in general, and one of the hardest things is you get out here and you do this and you're not making the money that you think you should make. In this video, I'm going to go over some things that's going to make yourself, like I said, more valuable so that you can make the money that you want to make, or hopefully get a start on making that money. I've been in this for a long time, around nearly 30 years. I've watched a lot of drivers just burn out because they're trying to make money more and more and more, and they never make the money they need to make. They try to run more miles. They try to just do everything possible, pick better loads if they're able to pick them, to make more money, and they don't do it. It's a tough industry. This industry rewards positioning better than just go, go, go. You have to plan out where you want to be. If you can possibly plan it out, plan where you know is going to be a better place to pick up your next load or close to it. A lot of drivers, they don't understand this, and they stay broke because of it. They stay broke because they're always tired and they don't know where to go. They're making a lot of mistakes. They have so much stress on them throughout this, trying to figure it out, that's why they stay broke. First thing that you need to do as a new driver is you need to have all of your endorsements. You need to have your doubles, you need to have your doubles, triples, you need to have your hazmat, you need to have your tanker. You also need to get a TWIC card. Anyone that doesn't know the TWIC card, it allows you to get on ports and some military posts or bases and things like that. So all of this is going to make you more valuable, so you're not limited to a certain area. I mean, it's a dime a dozen. People go out and get their CDL, and a Class A CDL, and that's like the easiest thing you can get. If you follow through and get the rest of your endorsements, like I said, your hazmat, you can haul hazardous materials in. There's companies pay extra for you to be able to haul hazardous materials. I've not always had that. I've had it for like a year, but during the things that I've done, I've not had to have it. I've luckily got into car hauling whenever I started, and it was pretty well paying. And then flatbed, I've been asked to get a TWIC card. I had one at one time, but it ran out because I never used it. But there's a lot of companies that do, and there's no need in you limiting yourself by not having it. If I'd have had it to do over again, I would have got a TWIC card and my hazmat. Everything else I have doubles and triples and tankers, and I have a lot of experience in car hauling and flatbed. Have a couple of years experience in refrigerated, so I have options that you won't have as a new driver in your first year or first couple of years. You don't have these options, and you don't have experience, so you got to replace that with your endorsements. Another thing that you need to really think about, and this is not to try to get you to just go, go, go. This is just food for thought here, I guess you could say. As you're a new driver, you need to make yourself available as much as you possibly can. That doesn't mean burn yourself out and take time away from your family. If you need to do things with your family, or you want to do things with your family, definitely do that. If it's don't take times away from your religion, your beliefs, and things like that either. Make sure those are taken care of in the manner that you need them to be taken care of. I'm not saying that. If you have something that really just doesn't matter whether it happens or not, but you kind of want to do it, you know, if you make yourself a little more available during those times that you just kind of want to do stuff to be able to work, and these companies can call you back into work and, hey, I have a load I really need to get ran. You go run that load, and then therefore they start giving you, and they will start giving you better paying loads. I had a comment the other day on one of my videos. A guy was like, oh, dispatchers are slime balls. Dispatchers are not slime balls. Some of them are a little more difficult to work with, but they're not slime balls. They're doing a job like we're doing. All of our jobs are necessary to make all of this work. So I don't agree with that at all. But whenever they call you and offer you something, and you know, even if it get kind of a little short with you or whatever, okay, just move on. You don't have to be all name calling and stuff. We're adults here. I'm not name calling anyone. If I have an issue with someone, I go to them and I suggest you do the same. You go to them, and whether it's the loads that you have, the areas that you're running, you know, whatever it is, you need to talk to the person directly. And let's get past this, you know, they're against us type thing, or, oh, they're just out for them. They're doing their freaking job, just like we need to do our jobs. Another thing about the money that you make, or the money that you keep or whatever, budgeting what you spend on the road, and I'm going to make an entire video about this, but that is super important, and it most likely, maybe I'll make it for the next one. Limiting giving you a good budget on what you're going to spend on the road, on food and just random things and everything, you really, really, really need to watch that. Whenever you have these endorsements, or you come up with the skills to, you know, plan your day out and things like that, all of that's going to increase your amount of pay that you're going to make, or that you're going to keep, you know, and things like that. Once you learn all of this and have the endorsements to make yourself more available, more valuable, you're going to make more money. If you're just always just the one that's really a pain in the dispatcher's butt, you're probably not going to get, you know, the good loads or make as much as you could. It's a give and take world, and it's a give and take in trucking. Sometimes you give, sometimes you take. Whenever you give, you probably get a lot less back. Whenever you take, you probably take more than what you give back. So it's give and take. So just think about that throughout this next week or two, or what have you, whenever you're really trying, and think about the 90% of the people that get into this industry and quit because they don't like not being at home, they don't like just driving, they don't like that they're not making money in the first year. And if you can be the 10% to get past that, you're going to do well in this industry. So in the next video, I think I'm going to talk about the spending limits that you need to spend on the road, things you need to look at trying to save money instead of just spending all of the time, because you can go outrageous. I stayed at a TA in Boise the other day, and I was there all weekend, and I limited myself. I go into restaurants a good bit, especially if I'm off for 2 or 3 days. But I had to limit myself, because you go in there and it's $20 for one meal. So anyway, in the next video, I'll talk about some spending habits that you need to try to avoid, some things you need to plan on, some other things like Love's that I'm at. They have a lot of special discounts sometimes. I'm not promoting Love's. I have no affiliation with them. But there's different truck stops that give you bonuses basically for shopping there or fueling there if you have options for fueling. So anyway, in the next video, we'll go over that. We'll just see what we can do to save some money as far as spending on the road. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you subscribing, liking, sharing all of these videos. It's just going to help each one of us be a better driver. Thank you and have a great day.